how you guys doing today? I have another grammar video for you. I have a video about the passive voice. So if you are learning English and you need some help with your English grammar, check out this video. It has some practice for you also, and also some great resources that you can find in the description. So go ahead and check those out and let me know if you have any questions about anything in the video, or if you have any other grammar videos or English writing or speaking pronunciation videos that you want me to make. I'm looking for some new ideas, so let me know.
Passive voice grammar lesson. What is passive voice? We use passive voice to put emphasis on the action instead of the person or thing doing the action. So this is a kind of grammar that's used in English, passive voice. Let's look at an example. The viral video was played over 1 million times. Was played. The action is more important than the people who did it. So notice that we don't have anyone here that's mentioned. There is no subject, people. Why is it important to use it? Using passive voice grammar correctly helps make you sound more fluent and gives you your academic writing more variety. So it really helps to increase the level of your English, and it also makes you sound more advanced when you're writing in an academic context. But we do use it every day. What's the difference between active and passive voice? Here's an example of the same sentence in active voice. Millions of people played the viral video. So notice how we have the subject, people, in the beginning. Here's passive voice. The viral video was played over 1 million times. So notice now that we don't have people in this sentence. We just focus on the action about the viral video being played. What's the most common context for the passive voice? It's used most often in the news to talk about crime or political events. Here's an example. A purse was stolen over the weekend in New York City. So this is a sentence that you might read in the news about crime. Was stolen is the example of passive voice. Who did the crime? Who stole the purse? We don't know yet, so the action is more important than the person who did the action. So we don't say the criminal stole the purse, right? Because it's obvious that it is a criminal because they're the ones that committed the crime. Notice the past participle is used here, stolen, not steal. How do you make the passive voice grammatically? You need to have the be verb, right? Is, am, are, was, were. And you also need to have the past participle. So here's an example. Was plus played. You need to memorize the past participle if you haven't done so already. Here are some examples. The be verb becomes was, play, played, steal, stolen, write, written, give, given, live, and lived. Notice the difference between the regular past participle and the irregular past participle. There's two different forms. The regular is played, irregular is stolen. Here are some resources that you can use to memorize the past participle. I'll put these websites in the description of this video. There's also some games that you can play and quizzes you can take. In passive voice, do you have to mention the person who does the action? Here's an example. The dishes were broken by the kids. So you can mention it if you want. You can mention the people or the thing or whatever that did the action. You can say by. But you don't need it. You can also say the dishes were broken, right? Maybe you don't know who broke the dishes. Maybe you do. So it's okay if you leave it off. It just depends on the context. Active voice. They took the class. What's a passive voice of this sentence? How do you make they took the class passive? The class. And then what do you need here? How do you make passive voice? You need the be verb, was, and then past participle, taken. Now fill in the blanks with the correct passive voice form. You can pause the video if you need more time. What verb could you use here? What do kids do with food? They eat the food, right? So you would make it in the passive voice. The food was eaten by the kids. Notice the pronunciation of the word eaten. It's not eaten. You don't hear the t sound. It's eaten. Eaten. Practice that. Here's another one. The car. What's this guy doing with the car? He's making it better, right? What's the verb that we use there? The car was fixed yesterday. Notice the pronunciation. Fixed. T. What's happening here? The book was written. Notice again the pronunciation. Written. It's not written. It's written. And this is a irregular form of the past participle. Write, wrote, written. Keep practicing the passive voice grammar to get more fluent in English. And check out the resources that I mentioned before in the description. And leave any comments if you have any questions about the passive voice. Thanks. Bye-bye.